Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing math a little differently. You're going to be getting into a Pear Deck presentation that's going to take you through our basic math lesson that you guys have seen, but it's going to let you guys show your work, and then we can get on and check over it and see how you guys are doing a little later. So I'm going to walk you through this right now. The first thing you're going to have to do when you get into Pear Deck is you're going to let us know how you're feeling. So I'm feeling pretty good. It's beautiful outside. Yeah. And then you're going to get into the first slide, which is, you guys have seen these, where you're showing your work for adding up big numbers. So if you look down here, you have your pencil, a highlighter, a line tool, a text tool, or an eraser. So for this one, since I'm on a computer, I'm going to use the text tool to show my work because it's going to be really hard to show it with a mouse. So all I have to do is click on this text tool, click right here, and I'm going to show my work by using expanded form. So 500 plus 70 plus 1, and then push enter, and then expand that next number out, 200 plus 60 plus 2, and then my next job would just be to add up each one of those parts. So a little tricky with how you guys are showing your work, but I think you guys are going to have fun. I don't want pink, I want orange, for showing how you might show your different work. So that I might go with, I'm going to make my little narrower. So then I have 700. See, it's harder with a mouse. So I'm going to erase that because that's not very good work. That's going to be hard to read. So I'm going to switch that up and go to 700 plus, and then 70 is plus 60. Well, I know that 60 plus 60 is 120, so 130 plus 3. And then my next step would just be to, add all those parts up. Okay, I think you guys would be able to handle that okay. As soon as you're finished with this slide, you'll go into the next slide, okay, which is where you'll just tell the time. So remember what you know about the hour hand and the minute hand, and then you can just come back, get the text tool, get the pencil tool, and write down what time it is, and then practice thinking about how else you can say this time. Then jump into the next slide. This one's going to be fun. So drawing a shape that has 4 equal sides. So we want to see your shape right here, and then write down the name of that shape. It's going to be tricky with spelling, but just use what you know about word chunks. Okay, remember triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, remember high pent, okay, or a hexagon. So that's kind of what we're looking at as far as those names go. This next one is just quick math facts. So write those answers down as quick as you can. Click onto the next one, same thing. These are all subtraction ones. And then this one we get into the skip counting by threes. So when we do these in class, you know that these numbers disappear. They are not going to disappear today. So your job is to maybe just cover up parts and count as best you can, and try to get to where you can skip count by threes without any help. But our main focus today is to get on and work on splitting whole shapes to show and name equal parts. Okay, we're going to continue working with fractions and naming those equal parts. So remember, whenever you're naming a fraction, that top part names the parts being counted out of the total number of parts that are in the whole. So when you get to this one, when you're naming that fraction, we would say that this part right here is 1/2, or 1 out of the 2 pieces. And then the same thing for this bottom one. So that's 1/2, or 1 out of 2 pieces. Or sorry, not 1/2. That would be 4 equal parts. Sorry, the computer clicked onto something weird. So you have 4 parts, so each part is 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. And then we're going to get to where we're practicing this on our own. So it says select the picture that shows equal parts. So I know that that is, this one is the one that's showing equal parts. And then my next part of my directions is to name each fractional part. So inside each one, I'm going to say 1 out of 3. And then this part is 1 out of 3. Ooh, that 3's a little rough. 1 out of 3. That one's better. Maybe double check if you feel like I'm not going to be able to read that number. Just go in, erase it, and fix it. Here we go. And out of 3. All right. This would be a really good time for you to go do 10 burpees. Go! You can pause this video if you need to. All right, the next part, selecting a picture that shows equal parts. So again, I'm going to just circle this one. This time I'm going to do it in blue. This one has the equal parts. And then as I name each part, it's out of 3. So 1/3, 1/3, and then this part is also 1/3 because each piece is just 1 out of the 3 pieces. And everything that I'm doing here, you guys are going to be doing on your own here in just a second, okay? So same thing, select the picture that shows equal parts. So I know out of these ones, this is the one that's showing equal parts. So I'm going to circle that one, and then I'm going to name this. This isn't 1/3. This one's only broken up into 2 pieces, so it's 1/2, and then 1/2. You're good. You can come in. I'm over at Mrs. Breed's house, and her daughter was wondering if she could come inside. Okay, this one's going to be the trickiest slide, I think. So your job is to partition each rectangle into thirds, then shade the shapes as indicated. And then I gave you extra pieces as well. So this one has a lot to do. You're going to have to make sure you double check. So this one I need to split it into thirds or partition it into thirds. Okay. Then I need to go through and shade each part best as you can. Okay, so this one I'm shading 2/3. I'm going to erase that because see how I use the same color for each one? It just does not look good. So I'm going to erase all of that. Then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try test out this line tool. So I'm going to split it into 3 parts. Ooh, I like that better. Okay, I'm going to try making my line a little narrower for this one. I'm going to split this one into 3 equal parts. Best as you can. It's tricky on the computer, guys, so just be patient. If you can't get it or if you mess up, remember, just go back in and fix it. Okay, so those are pretty close to being equal parts. And then the next thing I need to do is shade the shapes as indicated. I'm going to use a lighter color for that. So I'm going to use this one, or maybe the highlighter. That might be a good shading. So this one I need to shade 2/3. Ooh, the highlighter was a good tool, guys. This one I'm shading 2/3. This one I'm only shading 1/3. And then this one I'm shading 3/3. Okay. Then it says I need to name each fractional part. So I'm going to go back over here, and each part is, ooh, can't see it, so I'm going to go back and make that one blue, I think, is 1/3. Then we have 1/3, 1/3, and you're going to name the rest of these the same: 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Just practice naming each one of those parts. The final step is to circle the shape that has a shaded area that shows one hole. So when I look at the shaded areas, this one, 3/3, has the whole shape is shaded. So that's 3/3 is the same as one hole. After that, you've got one final slide, or maybe a couple more. So this one is asking a little bit different question. So it's saying, what fraction do you need to color so that one hole is shaded? Well, on this one, it's broken up into 4 equal parts. 3 of them is shaded, so I know that 1 fourth is how many more I would need to shade. I would need to shade one more of those fourths. This one is broken up into 3 equal parts. Only one of them is shaded, so I know that I would need to shade 2 thirds to have the whole shape shaded. Okay. Ooh, that highlighter, guys, really worked well for shading in shapes because it was a lot thicker. Okay. But I'll get the point if you guys have that shaded pretty well. Okay. One final slide. Okay. What fraction do you need to shade so that one hole is shaded? Okay. So same thing. One of the 4 parts is shaded, so I would need to shade 3 of those 4 parts. So let me come back over here and grab my pencil. So I would say 3/4. Go ahead and shade those if you would like. Same thing here. So if this one's broken up into 3 equal parts, 1/3 is shaded, I would need to shade 2 thirds. Okay, so that's pretty much all you have to do. Now that you've watched this video, you're going to go back into this page. And the video that I'm making right now is going to be right here. That's what you just clicked on. If you're in Miss Strampy's class, you're going to click over here to go into her Pear Deck. If you're in my class, you're going to click right here, and let me show you what happens. It's going to take you right back to where we started. Okay, so you'll say how you're feeling, and then you can kind of see it takes you right back into where we were. So good luck, guys. Hope you guys do a great job. I know this is new, so just be patient, but I'm excited to see what you guys have done.